I'm calling them bees. They're bees now.
Welcome everybody to the inaugural episode of Deep Fried Dice. I'm real happy that any of you are here. I'm not sure why you're here, though. You know, you may have found it randomly on the internet or stumbled across our expertly built website. But just so you know, Deep Fried Dice is a podcast where we three nerdy people play role-playing games. For those few of you who may be unfamiliar with role-playing games, I mean, I'm not sure why you're here if you are, but if you are, they're essentially improvised group storytelling. One player, in this case me, your host, Anthony, takes the reign of Game Master. Essentially, I really am a glorified storyteller. It's my job to write a story loosely, set up the scenes, and describe everything for the other two players who I have here with me, who take on members of the main cast of whatever story we're doing. It's almost like when you were a kid and if you ever played like Cops and Robbers or something like that. It's kind of like that, but with a lot more rules and structure to it, and just a general sense of storytelling. So thank you all for being here, and now I'm going to take a moment to mention that this is one of our first times recording something like this, and most of us are a little nervous to certain different degrees, but let's just embrace that nervousness in the best way that I know how and throw somebody else into the spotlight. So Elliot, why don't you introduce yourself?
Son of a bitch. Hi,
Yes.
I'm Elliot, and that's who I am. I'm on this podcast.
Really?
Elliot is our designer
That's
for
okay,
the website,
Yeah, I do
as
the
well
design
as
work.
a general artist.
Yeah, I do art and design. That website is my baby, and you better love it. Was that too confrontational? I'm sorry.
Yeah.
See, that's how you introduce yourself. Next up is the token Australian, Devon.
Hi, I'm Devon.
Fantastic.
I'm not finished. I'm not finished, you dumbass. Okay, I need to breathe for 2 seconds. Hi, I'm Devon. For some reason, even though Elliot's the resident artist here, I do the graphics for all our stories. And yeah, I'm just the Australian involved in all of this.
Every podcast has an Australian.
Yeah, it's mandated by law.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, it's how you get your license and you get that little certificate that you put up in a frame.
Yeah.
If you ever listen to a podcast that doesn't have one Australian, no more, no less, then report them.
Yes.
Because it's illegal.
It is, absolutely.
Yep.
All right. A little introduction for the first story we're doing, as well as just generally, I guess, what we do here. As I mentioned before, we play role-playing games. The way that we do it here on Deep Fried Dice is we have 2 slots, one on Friday, which is when this is being uploaded, and one on Mondays.
Serious Fridays, fun Mondays.
That's what we've been calling them, Serious Fridays and Fun Mondays. Because generally speaking, our comedy style thing is going to be on Monday, and our more serious or drama-based thing is on Friday. But we'll always have 2 shows running as far as, you know, our plans go. And so we're opening up our whole podcast with this show, Among Us, which is going to be a noir-style mystery kind of set in our own 40s, with kind of some twists to it, of course. I should also mention, none of us here are historians, and it is not the point of this story to simulate the 40s. It's just kind of a feeling.
Yeah.
That's the setting, but
Yeah.
we're not from the 40s.
We are not.
As far as anybody knows, yeah.
Yeah, shout out to all those people born in the 40s or lived through the 40s. If
Why are they
somehow...
listening to
I
this?
don't know. What if their grandkids come up and said,
Stop
hey...
alienating them, Anthony. We don't
Yeah.
alienate people on this podcast.
So I guess we'll just get started with this. We're opening up with a prologue for this, so they're not actually going to be playing the characters who they'll be playing in the normal game. We kind of open up on a room that's small and empty. The blinds are off to the side and closed but for a crack. It's dark outside, and two sit on a table on opposite sides. A single lamp is barely illuminating the room. One of them says, I'm so sorry, it was just another job. He licks his lips, nervous and rocking in his chair. The one on the other side taps his fingers on the desk. Why the manner, Mr. Murphy? It was just another job, I swear, he repeats himself. It wasn't ever supposed to be like that. There's just blood everywhere. Just everywhere. The screen fades away at this point, and the title hangs in the black. Among Us. Beads of white speckle around. It's a warm Philadelphia night. Trees a strong green in the middle of May. There's an old colonial, kind of across a few yards of grass. But we head kind of away from that, down the road, to two individuals. They stand kind of down the road a ways next to a tree, a lamp illuminating the area around. These are our two characters for now, Wachowski and Eddie. You two are here, and you're meeting with your old colleagues. You're meeting with Nate is the plan. Nate and Johnny.
All right, Nate and Johnny.
Gotcha. Old friends.
Old buddies.
Yeah, the four of you kind of you've worked together, to put it in a polite way.
Yeah.
The last time you met up was actually back before Johnny went off to the war. It was World War II.
Right.
So it's been about 7 years or so since you guys last had a job. And you were contacted by Nate saying that he has a job. According to him, a job to end all jobs. He's said that before, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, he's not great at math.
Well, need the money either way, even if it's not the job to end all jobs.
So what do you two do?
So are we, casing the place from here?
Yeah, you can see it from a distance. You haven't yet met up with Johnny or Nate. There's something kind of at the back of your mind, something just, not quite right, but you've had that feeling before.
Mm-hmm.
Most jobs come with that feeling. It's rare that a job doesn't go south in some way, but you usually pull through.
Okay. Is there anybody outside of the house? I guess are there any guards? Does it look like anybody's been there recently? Is anybody there now?
From this distance, you're a very safe distance away.
Okay.
It's difficult to tell. You can kind of just see the outline of the house, encased in the shadows of the lamplights and the trees all around. It's very difficult to tell from out there. You kind of stand next to a baseball field that's out there. Nobody's playing, of course. It's late at night.
Has our good old boy Murphy told us what exactly, what are we targeting inside of this lovely house?
He has not.
Is that normal?
Okay.
It's fairly normal, considering you haven't met up or seen the map at all or anything like that.
Okay.
As you stand there, you kind of get that feeling of, deja vu.
Deja vu, okay.
Makes you feel a little uncomfortable for a moment.
Have we ever done jobs like this before? I guess a house like this?
Probably.
Definitely. You don't know what's so special about this place, though. You feel a little bit of sweat bead on your forehead, kind of wipe it away. It's kind of warm out.
Well, I guess it's an old house, so
It is.
old house, old money.
Yeah, definitely. And more than that, the house, it doesn't seem to be that interesting. It's just an old colonial house. It was rebuilt a couple decades ago. Or renovated, that is. The only interesting thing about it is John Adams called it pretty once.
I don't know who he
Not that
is.
impressed.
But a job's a job, and you haven't had a proper job in a while.
Yeah, good point. I mean,
Yeah.
gotta pay for the kids' school, college fund. So, where are we meeting our good old boys?
Right
Back in
here,
the day.
isn't it?
Yep.
Oh, God.
Are they late?
Or are we early?
You've been waiting for a good 20 minutes past when you were supposed to meet up.
If only I had a cell phone. Stupid 40s technology.
Yeah. I mean, they're still on iPhone 1.
Well, I impatiently check my watch and turn to, Wachowski.
Wachowski,
That's his name. Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Did they say anything to you about being this late? Because this is ridiculous.
No. I had an accent in mind, but I don't know if I'll stick with that.
Good luck.
I don't know why we're making. I don't know why I picked an accent.
I'm gonna look, I guess, up and down the streets, see if anybody's coming.
Looking down the street, you just see like the rows of lamplights. You see one of them flickering in the distance. Again, it kind of just makes you nervous. Everything about this right now, at this moment in time, is just making you nervous.
Eddie?
Yeah?
Do you reckon this might be a bit of a setup?
I mean, might, but I don't know why. Murphy doesn't seem the type to betray us like that. It's not like we're doing anything wrong right now.
Well, he could have already gotten in, maybe with Johnny along with him, and then we enter, we get caught, and, he goes scot-free with the money. Or whatever valuables.
I trust Murphy. He hasn't done us wrong before. I don't see him doing it now. Something's definitely up.
As you look down the street, you finally see just a little bit of movement. You think for a second it could be either Johnny or Nate, but it looks to be just kind of the silhouette of somebody walking across the street. The lamplight kind of flickers above them, and they wear kind of a cleanly pressed suit from what you can see in the distance, and he just kind of goes up to his car, stops for a moment and looks down the road, and it seems like he's looking at you, but he then just enters his car.
Well, he's out late.
Yeah, no kidding. I think I would like to take maybe like a casual walk down the street.
Toward the mansion?
Yeah,
or
I guess I've been trying to play it off like I'm just casually walking down the street, just happen to be passing by this mansion.
Of course, I'm walking with dear Eddie, because I don't want to look like he's a loon.
Okay. The two of you kind of casually walk down the street, kind of trying to not make yourselves too known, but not like skulking around or anything like that. You see like a garden house off to the side as you approach. Looks to be like the perfect place where you may have holed up with them. As you walk by it and glance into the muddied over windows, you kind of shake your head a bit, kind of a bit of a headache coming on. And you think, yeah, like that's where we would have met. It's got a perfect view of the place.
Seems strange that we didn't meet there.
All of this seems a bit strange. This is why I say maybe Murphy's setting us up.
I just don't see why I would, but it's definitely weird. Maybe something happened to him. Maybe they got found out. Do we pass by the car?
No, that was the opposite direction.
Shit. Okay.
Should we still go for it?
We don't have a map, do we? Or any real information?
No,
but
you don't really know anything about the
it's
place.
all money. Surely they got jewels. Maybe we can steal a painting.
They're risky. If we pass by the house, I want to kind of like look at it.
As you're passing by the garden house and you're thinking about that, feel like the twinge of a headache starting to come on. You look up and see that there seems to be like a light of some sort from the windows inside of the house.
In the garden house or the mansion house?
In the mansion. You see a light moving around. It looks like a flashlight, that kind of a thing. Like someone's looking for something.
I'm gonna elbow Wachowski and point it out. Someone in there.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Did the 40s have electricity? Did they have electricity? No, don't laugh.
Did they have electricity?
Did they have electricity?
I mean, I don't know about Australia, but...
Yes, they had electricity.
Okay. Stop laughing at me.
Don't worry, there are far more people than just us two laughing at you right
now. Anthony!
Oh.
I hate you guys.
So I point that out to Wachowski and I say, it looks like someone's in there. Maybe they did go in without us.
I don't think Murphy and Johnny would have bothered with a flashlight. They're there to steal things, not fucking alert people.
I mean, you need to see somehow. I also wouldn't have thought they would have left us behind, so I don't know at this point.
You see someone walking down the street, kind of towards where you guys are. You guys are kind of in the shadows at this point.
This is such a busy street for, like, the middle of the night.
You've seen one. There are two people.
Yeah, that's not busy.
Yeah, that's, like, busy.
Maybe for Australia.
Yeah. This is Philadelphia, child.
I don't know where that is.
I'd like to keep an eye on the person walking down the street.
Okay.
Are they doing anything? Not doing anything. Are they heading towards the house?
Let's go ahead and make a roll. Our first roll.
Oh boy, 3 dice.
So for this, so everyone knows, for the audience as well, what we're what we're doing for Among Us is we're actually using a system called Cortex Plus, which is one of my absolute favorite systems for the flexibility it can provide while still maintaining a very narrative-focused gameplay. But for this prologue right now, we're doing a very limited form of that, where they only roll 2 10-sided dice, add them together, and if it's not what they want, they can tempt fate and add another die. And what that means will be revealed later on, but it will have implications.
Oh, God.
Okay, so I'm rolling 2 dice here.
Yep.
Okay, I got a 9 and a 5.
All right. So 14.
Yes.
And then I just roll against you, and that's an 8. So as you look down the street and try and see who it is that is coming towards you, you can't really make out too much of him, but he seems to be more on alert. He's not just somebody out for a stroll. He seems to be, well, he walks like a guard.
Shit. Okay.
FBI? Government?
FBI.
Wait, did the FBI exist back then?
I believe.
This is
I could
a genuine
be, again,
question.
not historians, but
Yeah.
Okay. Alright.
Has he seen us, this guard?
he doesn't appear to have seen you, but
Where are we standing?
you're standing next to the garden house.
I say we duck in there. I point out to Wachowski that looks like a guard, and we should keep out of sight.
Alright. Hell yeah. Let's go garden shed living.
Yeah.
You get to the door of the garden house, and you see the lock is broken already and on the ground.
Well, shit.
So you push open the door, and as you enter in, your headache kind of gets a little worse as you smell a familiar smell, actually, something you haven't smelled in a long time. A cigar that Johnny smoked all the time.
Huh.
It's kind of lingering in this dark room.
Those damn rat bags.
Clutch my head a bit, because it hurts, and I'm gonna say, yeah. Shit. I think you were right.
But the two of you shut the door behind you, and the guard kind of passes by without noticing. What are you guys doing here? You see kind of a single light bulb hanging from the ceiling.
Is there anything set up in here?
Yeah, maps.
There's a table.
Guns. Hose.
What?
There's
It's
a
a
hose
garden
kind of
shed.
hanging off
Oh.
of it. Elliot!
Yeah.
You see that there is a table kind of set up in the middle with a few chairs around it. There are actually 4 chairs. One kind of next to a window that overlooks the mansion itself. You see an ashtray and something rolled up there.
Wachowski.
Like a paper of some kind that's kind of rolled up onto itself. The ashtray kind of sitting on one corner of it.
Wachowski goes and he kind of straightens out the paper so he can see
All
what
right.
it is.
You head over and it is dark in there, but as you kind of fold the paper over, rolling it out, you see that it looks to be a map, some kind of blueprints of the mansion. But most of it seems to be scratched out.
Any significant areas not scratched out?
On the top floor, one of the rooms.
Huh. Well, I don't like this.
Most other places have some scratches in there.
That light was probably them. I see.
And you see on the top, there's kind of sloppily written, but it says 4 times.
4 times.
Must be code for something.
I reckon Murphy's tried to do this several times. You saw a guard, remember?
Mm-hmm.
I reckon he's tried this before.
Shit. Trying it now?
And you know what? He had to bring us on.
Yeah.
Dumbass.
That light in there, if that was him.
At this point, you notice sitting on the ground, kind of the glint that kind of pulls your eyes toward it, Wachowski.
Ooh, go pick that up. Is it a gun?
You look down in the light of the moon, and you do see that it is a gun sitting on the ground.
I'm
More
great
than
at
that,
these puzzles.
it's your gun.
Wait, I go instantly to check my coat for my gun.
In your coat, your gun sits there.
What in the... Eddie,
Yeah?
are you missing your gun?
Well, I don't normally carry a gun.
Do you remember if Johnny or Murphy had one? Something similar, like mine.
I don't think so. That looks like your gun, though.
I take out my gun and kind of compare it to the gun.
Yeah, Johnny had quite a few guns, but he never kept anything small
Yeah.
like that. He had like a revolver, and he would often bring something to jobs like this, like a Tommy gun.
Subtlety.
Yeah, Johnny was not known for subtlety.
No, it
at
doesn't
all.
sound like
He
it.
was the proper brawn of the operation.
From the sounds of it.
But this gun is definitely, it's the exact same model as yours. Wachowski, which you were the only one who kept one of
Well,
these.
I guess I got 2 guns now. I'm picking that shit up.
I don't like this, Wachowski. I don't like being in here neither. I don't feel good. Maybe we should get out of
You
here.
get that feeling again of deja vu.
Maybe it's still a setup. Eddie, piece it together. He's already tried this 4 times, and the people in there have already hired guards because he's tried it enough. He's already in there, looking for stuff, trying again, but he's called us on, and still hasn't taken us with us in the house. And now, we've got plans, and my gun on the floor.
This is a setup. Yeah?
This is a setup.
Yeah, we're on the same page here. This is a setup. Shit.
Do you want to leave a message for him inside that house?
Yes? You have to
Alright,
ask.
and
Yeah.
let's go kill Murphy.
Oh, wait, that's what you meant? Shit! I mean, I'm still on board, but, like, man, don't... Metaphors. Be careful about the metaphors.
I don't understand the metaphors all that well. I have people at the lab, they try to teach me, it does not work.
Fair enough. Alright, let's go give Murphy what for. Get out of this garden house.
Wait, Eddie, here's my gun.
Thanks. I take the gun.
Let's go kill Murphy.
You leave the garden house, and you begin to head toward the mansion, I assume?
Assuming
Yeah,
there's
but
no
sneaky.
guards.
Right.
Yeah, sneaky.
Okay, how about, one of you roll to be sneaky? Only one of you needs to roll.
I'll do it. I haven't rolled
I'm
yet.
just gonna use it for
Yeah.
both of you.
So it's a D10?
2d10.
Oh, well, I've only got the 1, so...
This is the running joke that Devin has a single set of dice.
I got a 1 and a 9, so a straight 10.
Okay. A 1 is gonna
Oh no.
have something fun happen.
Oh no.
You guys leave the garden shed, skirting around the lamplight. You get up kind of close to the house, and you're there just kind of a yard's length away from the door, the front door that is, when you begin to hear a rustling off to the side.
Raccoon? Do you have raccoons in Philadelphia?
Oh my god.
Probably. I point my new gun at the rustling. Go shh to Wachowski. Wait to see what it is.
You hear the rustling off to the side. Then you hear a thump.
Oh.
The rustling stops, and you see something in the dark, kind of an outline of something out of the brush that was rustling.
Okay.
This doesn't
Oh.
sound good.
I don't
This sounds like
that.
a body.
I
Yeah.
don't like this. I'm gonna go check it out.
Yeah, I'm going with Eddie.
Yeah,
With,
don't leave me alone.
For support. Yeah, for support.
Yeah.
All right, you head over, sticking out of the brush, laying there in the damp grass. You see what looks to be a hand, kind of poking out of the brush.
I'd like to poke through the brush and see if the hand is attached to anything.
Yeah, gun first.
The hand is attached to an arm, but the arm is not attached to anything.
Oh, it thumped out
Gross.
the window. Oh, and it let. Oh.
Oh,
Wachowski kind of like
no.
puts a hand to his nose, going, ugh, gross.
Oh, Eddie's very distressed. Oh, what the hell?
Why is there hands and arms falling out of this mansion's window?
Did it fall out of the window? Or was it just the
You
brush?
look up and see that the window is open.
There we go.
Judging from the map that you saw earlier, it seems to be the same room that wasn't as scratched out as the rest. You see kind
Oh,
of
I
the
don't
curtains
like
kind of
this.
billow.
I have a question. Is that like a hand and arm we recognize?
No, it is not.
Okay.
In fact, you see the sleeve has a bluish tint to it, like a light blue. There's a crest or like an insignia or something on it that neither of you recognize at all.
Oh, I don't like it.
Mm.
Shit.
We're still gonna kill Murphy.
Yeah, we're not cowards. Come on.
Yeah,
we have guns.
we're gonna pin this on him.
Yeah,
Get
We're
the
not gonna-
money.
we're not gonna have this pinned on us.
No, I'm gonna pay for my daughter's college fund, and that's it. Let's
I'm
go.
not going to jail again. Yeah. Where's the door?
You're right next to it.
Let's go in.
Eddie, you're going first, damn it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I will approach the door cautiously and try and go in. Is it locked? I guess.
As you get to the door, you see that not only is it unlocked, it's already open a crack.
Not surprising
Hmm.
at this point. Okay. I'm gonna...
Yeah, at this point, anything strange is, like, not surprising. We just saw an arm.
Yeah. We expect that shit. I'm gonna...
You begin to feel a twinge of your head again hurting, Wachowski.
Ugh. Do you think aspirin has been invented yet?
I actually don't know that. I would assume so, but I don't know. Again, we're not historians.
Just assume.
Tweet us
Yes.
at Deep Fried Dice.
Oh my god, yeah.
Let us know if it has been.
All I know is that aspirin is the American version of, like, Panadol, so... I do not know many facts about America.
Clearly.
Do they have electricity?
Oh,
What about raccoons?
everywhere.
Do they exist over there?
no, oh my
When were
god.
raccoons invented?
When did God make these small animals with people hands?
I'm gonna cautiously nudge my way in through the door. Gun at the ready.
You push the door open. It opens up silently into the darkened mansion. See the hallway ahead of you. Your gun is at the ready, and it looks normal in there.
Okay.
The room in that map was upstairs.
Yeah, she could have downstairs too.
Yeah, but arms didn't fall out of the first floor window.
No, that's true, but there could have been arms down here, okay? That's the point. There could have been other arms.
There could be
What
arms
is-
everywhere.
Yeah.
We could have arms.
You see the staircase up ahead of you.
Well, if there's more arms, I don't want to see them.
Gonna move in, drawn to that staircase.
You move forward, and one of the first things that pops that you notice in this place is your nervousness is a bit compounded, and you feel kind of a tenseness in your chest a little as you hear kind of in the back of your head almost like a buzzing, like almost a white noise, but it's so subtle. It's like could just be faulty wiring or something.
Faulty way. Okay.
Wires
Not
were invented
robots.
back then.
Yes, they
Devin.
had wires.
No.
That's a great soundbite right there. Just your yeah, that one. It happens all the time too. I love it.
Actually, that one's very clean. I see it in the audio. It's very clean. Like you can definitely clip that one. Set it as a ringtone.
Wonderful. But you do. Both of you guys hear the white noise in the back of your head.
Well, I have some aspirin after this.
Yeah, I don't like this, and I kind of don't want to, but I am going to continue. Trying to push past it.
You head toward the staircase, taking it kind of one step at a time, and go ahead and roll again.
Okay.
This is for something unrelated. It's not like a sneaky roll.
That's a 7, and 0 is a 10, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
17.
Yes.
We're great
Wow.
at maths.
I'm the best at math.
Yep. Yes, we are definitely great at maths.
You manage to kind of push on, heading up the stairs. Wachowski, you notice, with Eddie ahead of you, your own gun in his hand. On the staircase, close to the top, you notice that it's kind of slick.
Oh, I
on the
kind
side.
of reach out to Eddie's back to like halt him on his staircase adventure. And then I kind of point with my gun at the slickness.
It's definitely blood.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, there's
Well,
an arm
we
out
okay.
there, so...
But there's an arm. There is an arm. Yeah.
You can even smell kind of the coppery.
We're totally gonna leave footprints, but then we're gonna also leave with Murphy dead. So I guess that's fine. Can get blood on my shoes, burn them, throw them out, get new ones.
Yeah, standard procedure.
As you reach the top of the stairs, you see a doorway that's open. And you see on the ground, laying there, what appears to be a body.
Does it have both arms?
It does have both arms.
Oh, shit.
Oh shit!
You kind of just see the outline of it from the distance. Do you get closer?
Yeah, let's tiptoe. Let's identify
Yeah.
this body.
You get closer. As you do, you can smell in the air kind of gunpowder. You know that it's fairly recently there's been a discharge.
We did not hear gunshots.
You did not hear gunshots at all. But seeing there lying on the ground, you see a body. And at first you think it looks like a man. It even wears kind of a black suit. But as you approach, you realize that it seems to be a bit taller than a man. Arms longer than a man's should be.
Men can be tall. I've seen people that are far taller than I. So
I think this is like uncannily tall.
It's uncomfortable.
Can be uncannily tall.
Yeah.
Okay.
As you approach it, Wachowski trying to like come up with other reasons in his head, but as you approach, you see.
I'm trying to logically process this.
You see through the light from the window, from the moon, skin that isn't quite right.
Ooh.
You see a head that's larger than a man's head should be. Eyes that are much larger than a man's should be. It looks similar to something you would see in kind of an old book, like some of those old science fiction novels that you've read as a child.
Does it look real?
This is not human.
It's wearing a suit?
It is.
Damn. This thing's fashionable.
As you're looking at them, the white noise in the back of your head getting stronger. You hear a door slam down the hall.
Oh shit.
Shit. Not this room. We can't hide in this room.
I don't like this. Wachowski, maybe we shouldn't be here. Maybe we should leave.
We should hide in a different room. Come on. And then Wachowski kind of grabs Eddie by the arm and
as you do that, you kind of
look
look back to the body, and it looks, at this point, when you look back, it looks just like a normal man.
Okay, maybe it's just trauma. Okay, trauma. Let's shuffle to a different door.
Many holes throughout his chest, as if from a Tommy gun.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
we didn't hear that.
We didn't hear any
what the
gunshots.
Fuck?
You feel again that pulling sensation of deja vu. You swear you've been here before. You know that it was Johnny that did this, and you're fairly certain that you were there when it happened, but you can't really remember, can't put it together.
What the fuck?
It's not logical, because we were outside, none of this happened, and we didn't hear any gunshots. And why did that man have big eyes and long arms and wearing a suit?
Your headache gets worse as you try and think about all of this.
Aren't we meant to be running from a noise? Let's do that. Let's focus on one thing, and that's fear.
That's a great idea, yeah. There's fear, and we're looking for a place to hide.
So where do you go?
So I guess the next available door.
Okay. You begin to hear footsteps from downstairs, knowing that you shouldn't go down there anymore.
Yeah.
You see another door off to the side, across from the door that slammed shut. Do you run toward that?
Yeah.
Yes.
We're kind of quietly.
You run toward that, opening it up. You see a closet in there that you can.
Oh, thank God, a closet.
As you hear the footsteps coming up the stairs.
Let's fucking go into it.
Yeah, let's go. We're going into the closet.
Yep.
You head into the closet, kind of the white noise becoming almost overwhelming at this point. There's just something so wrong about all of this.
Hell yeah, we saw a man's arm fall out of a window.
You enter the closet, kind of shutting it from behind. You step on something as you back up.
Oh no!
Oh, I don't want to step on nothing.
Oh no! What did we step on?
What? Okay.
You look back, Wachowski, looking at what you stepped on.
Yeah. Give me the details.
You see a body.
Oh, another one. Does it have both of its arms?
It does not. It is missing an arm.
Shit.
Oh, okay. Thank God we found the boy. The man with no arm. We found him.
Oh, we don't recognize the body?
As you look at it.
Why is he in the closet?
Wachowski, as you look at the body, the arm missing, you see that it's Eddie.
Oh, fuck!
Wait a minute. You said the arm had a crest on...
As you hear from down the hall, your own voices.
What the fuck? What do you mean our own voices?
There's something not right. There's something not right about all of this. Let's get out of here. And then door slams shut.
What the fuck? Does Eddie see that?
No, I'm keeping this a secret from Eddie. You dumb boy. Can't handle this. Wait, okay, you said it had a crest on his arm, and this is a man without his arm, so obviously a good connection would be that the arm on the floor used to be connected to this body, but you said it had a crest, and a symbol on his sleeve, but Eddie he's not a government man. He works with me.
You see Wachowski trying to piece something together out of the corner of your eye, you can see this, Eddie, as you're kind of looking out the cracks of this closet.
What's going on, Wachowski? Are you okay? I'm gonna turn to him.
How big is this closet?
It's a walk-in. You can both fit in there.
Oh, thank God. Okay. I was about to say, like, I don't think Eddie would have needed to turn. He could have just turned his head and, like, be right there. This isn't right. This isn't right. This isn't...
What?
This isn't right.
What's going on? Keep it together.
The door to the room that you guys had entered cracks open a bit.
Shh, shh, shh.
You both hear buzzing again, kind of overwhelming. And you see from out
this
the
is
door
terrifying.
kind of a
I don't like it.
blackness out there.
Oh God,
Unnatural.
this is terrifying. This is terrifying. This is so goddamn scary.
You both see fall down from that buzzing blackness. You see two bodies fall to the ground, bloodied, mangled, but recognizable as you both.
As both of us?
What? As both of us? No!
No, what the fuck?
This
How many Eddies are there?
terrifying. There are so many nightmares occurring.
Fuck.
Why are
You
there
hear the
multiple
buzzing.
Eddies?
And there's like a big blackness.
There is, and more than that, you hear the buzzing, and your headache gets worse and worse as you think you get that deja vu again, like I've been
I
here
have a
before.
question.
Mhm.
Is the buzzing, like, mechanical of any sort, or is it more natural, like bees buzzing or flies
It's more
buzzing?
like bees and flies.
Than, like, the buzz of an engine or whatever. Okay.
Exactly. We see the bodies fall to the ground.
So there's bees harassing us, showing us many nightmares, and took off your arm, Eddie. Took off your fucking
Before you
arm.
have a chance to really think about too much of this, you're kind of overwhelmed by the just pounding headache kind of turning into a migraine at this point. As you look at everything, your kind of vision beginning to blur, lights kind of becoming extremely painful as just as suddenly there's a bright flash of light and a whirring, a buzzing, whirring sound from outside.
Oh,
The
that's where
window
bees
kind
are.
of the window kind of encapsulated in just full white light that seems to spread and
Well,
just
good thing we're in the closet.
encase the whole room.
And that's all we can
And
see
that's-
is white light.
And that's where we leave Eddie and Wachowski.
Oh, what the fuck? What the fuck
What
was
the
that?
fuck?
What happened?
Bees ate us.
Bees ate us. Why the fuck? What the fuck, Anthony?
What the fuck? Why was that so
It
terrifying?
was spooky.
We come back to the room from the beginning. You see Nathaniel Murphy, sitting at the table, kind of a glass of water, not yet touched or anything. The beads of sweat on his brow. He kind of rocks back and forth. I don't get what happened. None of that should have happened. Where am I? He asks, and the man across the table in a cleanly pressed suit, he taps his fingers on the table again. Don't worry about it, Mr. Murphy. Our agents will be in to speak with you soon. And he kind of motions backward to another individual who you didn't see before, kind of standing at the back of the room in the corner. He motions toward him and begins to leave the room. And the other one steps forward into the dull light, and you see that it is a man that's just slightly taller than how tall a man should be. Arms kind of lanky, with a bulbous gray head and black eyes. His suit is also cleanly pressed. He nods towards Nathaniel for a moment and leaves with the other agent. Nathaniel kind of rocks back and forth, unsure of anything that's happening. The camera kind of moves out. Again, I'm just going as if this is a TV show, you know. The camera kind of moves out toward the window, past the blinds for a moment. We look out onto the black of space, beads of white, the stars shining, and a big blue marble that is Earth in the distance.
What?
So we kind of pull away from the satellite up in space, and we see again, just against the black, just the title, Among
What
Us.
the
What?
fuck?
Hey everybody, thanks so much for listening to our inaugural episode. Any support that you've shown really means a lot to us as a new podcast, and if you enjoyed, please follow us on whatever service you use. Tell your friends about us or leave us a review if you enjoyed it. It really does help out a lot. And hey, we have more Among Us up right now, not to mention Treasure Ball coming on Monday. A whole new show. Follow us on social media, tweet at us at Deep Fried Dice or our own personal handles. All of this found on our website, deepfrieddice.com. So we are a new podcast, so any support really is very much appreciated. Even just listening into it, we do appreciate it quite a bit. So thank you very much for that. And I apologize for any technical issues that may have happened, especially in this episode. As I was editing it, I noticed some of it. But hopefully you can forgive that and listen to the next one, which should be perfectly fine, all sorts of better. So again, I can't say it enough. Thank you so much for listening, however you found us, and we'll see you next time.